Guys, make sure your eyeballs are placed firmly in their sockets because today we're going to be talking about Lucio Fulci and specifically The Beyond. In the United States, we have George Romero, we have John Carpenter, and we have Wes Craven. That's the three big. In Italy, they have Mario Bava, Dario Argento, and last but not least, Lucio Fulci. And Fulci is the subject today, specifically the film The Beyond. The Beyond is part of a trilogy called the Gates of Hell trilogy. Also included in that is City of the Living Dead and House by the Cemetery. Lucio Fulci's films, unlike Dario Argento, where Argento may give you an amazing whodunit type of film along the lines of Deep Red or even Suspiria. Fulci's films are more about the visuals as opposed to the story. The story is very simple in The Beyond. The Beyond takes place in Louisiana. A young woman who has moved from New York to Louisiana has bought or inherited a motel, which apparently sits on the one of the seven gateways to hell. And then all hell breaks loose. It's fairly simple. The gore is quite extreme in this movie. And really, if you want to talk about Italian horror, this may be the quintessential Italian horror film. It's unnerving, it's operatic, it's hallucinatory, there's a lot of quick zoom ins and zoom outs, and the gore is top notch. We have one particular scene in general that I was talking about with the eyeballs. There's something about the eyeballs in Lucio Fulci's movies. If they're not being completely ripped out of their heads, we're getting a lot of close-up zooms to the eyes. But again, we have two very gory eyeball scenes in this movie. Along with a very odd scene, which includes, if you're arachnophobic at all, like if you have fear of spiders, then this one's going to be rough for you, because there's a very gory scene which includes a lot of tarantulas. And one that really hit home with me was a scene that involved a seeing eye dog, which is reminiscent of Dario Argento's Suspiria.
You made them go away.
This film was composed by Fabio Frizzi. The reason I bring him up is because I went recently to the live composer's cut of The Beyond. And essentially what Fabio Frizzi has done is similar to what John Carpenter has done with his live shows, except John Carpenter kind of plays the best of everything. Fabio Frizzi has removed the music and the score from the film, and then they play it live during the film. And he also did an additional 45-minute set, which includes, like, you know, the themes and best ofs of, you know, Zombie, House by the Cemetery, Manhattan Baby, Who Could Torture a Duckling. If you're a fan of Italian horror, I really do think The Beyond is kind of quintessential Italian horror. I think it may be one of the best. If you've never seen Italian horror before, I probably wouldn't suggest this first. I'd probably suggest something more along the lines of Deep Red or Suspiria that's more story-based and kind of engages the brain. But The Beyond is what I would call kind of high grunge art. It's a very beautiful movie, but it's extremely gory. And that's The Beyond. I definitely suggest checking it out. The score is amazing. The film is amazing. Lucio Fulci is amazing. He's had so many great films. One of my personal favorites is Who Could Torture a Duckling, and maybe one day we'll talk about that film. But for now, it's The Beyond. Definitely check it out.
Woe be unto him who opens one of the 7 gateways to hell, because through that gateway evil will invade the world.